So what would town boiler wish be without some alcohol tasting?
No, we gotta do tasting. We gotta
So
do tasting.
we're doing cognac tasting.
Yeah, so we're here trying cognacs.
So we'll see about it.
Sure, subscribe.
You heard the girl.
Add any ice into cognac, pretty much. We always sip cognac. Okay, so when sipping cognac, pretty much, we're not supposed to add any ice. Remember, for red wines, it's like a kind of scene if you add some ice cubes in it, right? So the sommelier comes, with nice, elegant, bow tie, nice jacket, and then glass. He start picking up and smelling, sniffing all aromas from wines, and then they tell us the profile of the wine, etc., etc. We're gonna be doing the same thing with the cognac. So we're not supposed to add or mix cognac with any ice, right? Or any other mix. I'm trying to twist it a little bit on the side by not adding any ice, but doing just cognac with something else. Something to make it taste nice, a little bit sweeter and smoother and lighter for some people not having experience when sipping pretty much like spirits without any other ice or things. Alright? Okay, after the first one I'm gonna start with the process and everything else, so I really want you to actually practice or make the exercise with me by making a swirl of the glass, right? So this is the way I grab my first glass right in front of you.
You take
The first
which one do you take?
The first one. I'm using his number 4 just to show you how you're supposed to make a swirl. Okay. Lots of people love to see, like you see the tears of the alcohol crying going down slowly. When it goes down pretty quick, that means like the cognac can be, whenever it takes a little more time and is thicker, goes down slowly, that means the aging of the cognac is a little bit more. So from the lighter tearings and the fast tearings going down, that means also the taste, the palate, the aftertaste is gonna be also same, a little bit quick. But whenever it takes more time and it's thicker, so the same sensation is gonna be on the palate, so the aftertaste remains a little bit more after I drink it. Okay, so after the swirl, I'm going to sniff my cognac. I want to smell it. I want to see what are those aromas coming in it. The reason why I make the swirl is just to make the harshness and the sharpness of the alcohol gets evaporated away. So whenever you smell it, you don't feel that spikes of the alcohol bad sensation. Because if I put it over straight away and then I smell it, that's when I feel that, which is a little bit bad. But after the swirl, so you smell it and it's a little bit lighter. So it's better after. Okay, when I sip it, I'm gonna hold it right at the front of the tongue. You're gonna release a little bit of saliva. You see the sommelier, they look pretty much like they're chewing something, right? They play with the wine or the alcohol right in front of the tongue. You look like you're chewing something. Like you have a candy, right? Then is when the saliva comes out, which is normal to mix it up. And then after you drink it, so the warming stays on the palate. What happens when I drink it too fast is I feel the warming down. And we judge the alcohol by saying like a burn. That's burning, it's horrible. It's just I had it too quick. I had it too quick. So for sipping, trust me, whenever you take your time, so it's a better experience after that, alright? So go ahead and let's enjoy our first one. How do I get identified or how do I create the profile of the cognac just by having a little bit of the clue what are those kind of aromas coming in the cognac. So if we talk about the sweet side, play with that a little bit, and then one little drop goes in it, and you're doing the sucking, and then boom. Yeah, but it's kind of practice, very much. Yeah, that's good. All right. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Let's enjoy the Camus VS. All right. I'm gonna pass you the bottle. Have a quick look of it. Don't finish it.
Just him.
Just him. Okay. Awesome. Really good. Stir it. Have you ever tried it with that one? No? Ever? First time? Today? You're gonna love cognac today.
It looks like Bailey's.
This is nice. This one is the Camus, the VS. I will be talking a little bit about the concept of the VS.
It's like spicy Christmas.
Do you like it better with the condensed milk?
Yes. It was pretty good with that. If you hold it in front of your mouth, and like just swirl a little bit before swallowing it. Good.
Okay, so VS is the meaning of this cognac has been rare only 6 years. Only, yes. It's actually a baby cognac. It's like nothing for them because they really, go for more of the aging in the cognacs. All right. So get familiarized with the bottle, the label. All right. You see, it was easy, smooth, light, sweet, delicious. Yes. We get actually all the brands of cognac back home. You know, for South America, maybe we'll have another suppliers, distributors. So we get Kilt, we get Derbies, we get Napoleon, we get Chamblin, too many of the brands of cognac, and we love the VS because it's actually the cheapest one. It's like $20 to $25 a liter, and then for some people, whenever they sip it and it's a little bit maybe rough, they look for what can I mix with cognac? Because I like it, but I like the taste. Okay, this. So it's popular. I'm one of those doing it, so that's why I chose it. I hope you like it. All right? Was it good? Yes. Awesome. Very nice. VS, 6 year. VSOP, I'm gonna double the aging. And the VSOP means very special, all pale. Pale means rare. Okay, so it's a little more of the color. This one has a nice rare caramel color, but for the VSOP, it's a little bit actually darker. If you look at the flight and you compare, okay, the first one's gone already, but it has gone. But if you compare that one from the first and the second, this one was a little bit more rare.
It was. It was.
It was, yes.
It's on.
Yeah. This is the first. And then you see we're switching from Camus to Hennessy. If you talk about the history, who was the first distillery, who was first, who was second, is like pretty much all about the same. About the how long the distillery has been opened, it's just like a street around the corner right here. So it's back in the almost the same year of the opening from the first one. The first one was actually a Martell. Martell is gonna be the number first, cognac distillery opened from 1715. A little bit while ago, pretty much. All right.
Now, where does Cavassier?
Where is Courvoisier is not in the flag today. Because
Well, yeah, I noticed.
no, because I know most of you already know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the line.
He's saying when does it
timeline.
fall
The
at time
time-
frame? Like Martell was first. He's asking when does Camus fall?
Courvoisier, it's actually one of the youngest. Yeah, not the oldest one. Then Camus is similar to, yeah, I would say Martell, Remy, first distilleries,
Here you go.
and then Hennessy, and then Camus, and then Courvoisier. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go to France, where cognac is a steak. Cognac steak, similar than champagne steak, similar than Cordon, similar than any other steak. All right, where actually cognac is distilled from grapes. So the distillation of grapes, it's a brandy. They just don't call it brandy because the appellation control from the denomination of the origin protects the spelling of brandy by calling that one cognac instead of brandy. But actually, I mentioned that is distilled from grapes, but it's actually not what makes cognac special because it's distilled from grapes. We can distill also grapes in California, right? Or in Portugal or in Spain, where they also make grape brandies. However, it's about the barrels, right? Then I'm gonna tell you why. But first, I need to understand that sometimes we say grapes. What kind of grapes? All right. So 3 variety of the white grapes from cognac, where actually they don't make wine for tables. Why? This variety of the grapes are very high in the acidity. They're very acid. High in the acidity contains a high starch content, but it's not sweet or as good as maybe grape from other areas to make wine for tables. Or have you ever heard about wines from cognac for the table? No, they don't exist. So they're good to distill brandy, okay, and then make it cognac. How do they make it cognac? Okay. From the distillation of Folie Blanche, Ugni Blanc, and Colombard is the 3 names of the variety of the grapes. Cognac, you see? Actually, there are a couple more that I just don't remember right now.
It's okay, don't confuse us.
Say Google.
Say Google.
Well, I'm just gonna keep this one.
It's actually one of those between quality versus price. The VSOP is the most sell everywhere. I would say everywhere.
Little nose work.
I can't have honey either.
Cannot?
I cannot. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Totally. In the same table, last cruise, same 2 issues
Really?
last time. Yes, yeah, it's funny like that, yeah. Better real honey.
I'm not sure which one is first. It's like that. Yeah, just maybe you change.
I want to put my notes. So
I'll, yeah, it's
Did you make some up?
I might have.
Yeah, this is the Marnier.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully it takes the bite out. Interesting.
Three variety of the grapes. It's a brandy distilled called cognac from the protection of the area. Okay. However, you're gonna find in some of the cognacs one more meaning, which is this one, Remy Martin cognac fine champagne. It's confusing. It's confusing.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right here. Cognac fine champagne. After what I'm going to tell you, it's gonna be clear, easy. The matter of making cognac is about barrels, but to make barrels in cognac, they have 7 areas. Like French people, they are very meticulous to, you know, like this grape grows the best in this area and nowhere else, so they always gonna do it over there. So they grow up 2 varieties of the oak trees to make the barrels. What makes actually cognac so special is because these oak trees cannot grow up in any other place in the world. Of course, everywhere else you find oak trees. Yes. But these 2, it's the hardest wood in the entire world. The reason why is because the first one is the Francois, is the name of the oak tree. And the second one is called limousine oak tree. So, just to tell you why the limousine car's name is coming from, is because all the luxury wooden parts taken to assemble inside of the limousine car are coming from the limousine oak tree from Cognac State.
That's cool.
And this is like a, you know, the car can be in fire, and tomorrow you go and pick up the pieces of the oak, the wooden parts.
Solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
It's the hardest one. That's why they can age cognac for 100 years, all the way up to maybe 150. So whenever you hear about Louis XIII, it's a 60 years rare cognac. Can you rare 60 years a cognac in a regular barrel? Who knows? Because you know sometimes the noise, the weather conditions, the climate, clemences, the inside is moist all the time. So it really needs a super hard and fine and solid wood to last maybe 100 years or longer. This is another experience. On the Fantasy and the Dream, they have the Martell Premier Voyage Edition. So it is 100 years rare cognac, where 1 ounce it's $1,000 price. Why? It was rare 100 years. But whenever they put the cognac in the barrel had 150 years old. So after they opened the barrel, aging the Martell, so the barrel had 250 years already old. So you see how much they can age cognac. So what makes cognac special is not the grape. They actually buy grapes from the surrounded areas, same variety of the grapes, so they are not concerned about like a grapes production. It's about the barrel. That's why they have the protection of the 7 areas where they can grow up these 2 varieties of the oak trees and nobody else outside of these areas. You can go to other areas in Cognac State, and if you are not stepping up in one of those areas, you don't see these oak trees. You see something else. So where you see these oak trees is those areas. So the first area is Grand Champagne. That's the name of one of those areas growing up the oak trees. The other area is Fine Champagne, Petit Champagne, Fine Bois, where Bois means wood. So Fine Bois, Bon Bois, Ordinary Bois, and Borderie. Areas means like they all grow up the same quality of the oak trees, but there is no difference of which area makes the best. No. All distilleries, they have different warehouses and different distilleries in some other different areas. So whenever you see Fine Champagne Cognac, it's because the distillery is located over there and all cognacs blended in this bottle are coming only from that place. Martell on the box shows that this one is coming from Grand Champagne area. That means the same thing from the other one. Hennessy doesn't really show if it's a Fine Champagne or Petit Champagne. What that means? They have 2-3 different distilleries in Borderie, Petit Champagne, and Fine Champagne. So here it's a blending of three cognacs from different distilleries. But not only 3 cognacs. 3 batches coming from 3 different distilleries, where each distillery can blend 50, 60, 100 cognacs. That's why when you enter in a brick house where they have barrels of cognac, it's nothing compared with maybe some of those rum tours that you have done, or those bourbon tours that you have done. They have a lot of more, and the thousands of barrels that they have, it's like it's fascinating because you can find barrels too old, and they look like actually quite old, and then you ask how many years this barrel has, and they can tell you easily, 70 years, 50 years, 80 years, and they still have cognac. So cognac is about a blending of so many different cognacs, because about the aging or the damage of the barrel, they are not concerned about. All right. So 7 areas, 3 varieties of the grapes. VS 6 year, VSOP 12, and then XO 12, 18, 6 more years. 18-year rare. Lots of more caramel oak, French oak, vanilla oak. It's a lot more of that. Honey, like pear. It's hard to say cognac. It's fruity. It is actually fruity. Cognac is sweet. What kind of aromas comes from the sweet side of cognac? So I always mention it can be vanilla, caramel, can be toffee, maple, butterscotch, chocolate, or honey. It's hard to say what's the fruity side of cognac. Red apples, or a very ripe pear, or also there is one more. Two of those pears, apples, and the number 3 is the most important one. This is funny. When the sommelier for wine comes to tell you the profile, the description of the wine, they always tell you, and don't get me wrong, but this is funny, it's true. He tells you, this is plums, this is berries, this is oaky, this is figs. That's what they always say for wines, right? And there is something fruity that I never know what it is. Are you serious? Grapes. They make wine from grapes and they never say grapes. So of course, so you smell a lot of that. You smell a lot of the fruity. So the fruity from cognac is grapes, like a very nice red Cabernet or Pinot, whatever. So a red grapes, apple, red apple, and a pear, very sweet pear. And then if you go to the spice, it's a little bit tricky. The star anise or the cardamom background can be there, but also ginger is one of those of the spices coming in cognac. You see, so we get sweet, spice, fruity, and of course oaky, which is caramel oak, vanilla oak, or just French oak. I love. See, so whenever you pick up one of those, you start making your own sommelier profile. Now you can smell one of those and then you choose which one this one smells like. That's gonna be your own sommelier profile. You see? Nobody needs to tell you whenever you have the nose and the taste. And you have the options to choose like how this one smells like, pretty much. Alright? So Martell XO number 3. Cheers everybody. Save a little bit for the Grand Marnier. If you didn't know what a Grand Marnier is, it's so easy, so simple. Actually, Grand Marnier, the regular bottle, it's orange liquor with cognac. 50-50.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just
really
a
rich
mix.
and nice.
So if you have a bottle of Quattro at home, which is orange liquor, and then you have a bottle of Hennessy VS, make it 50-50, that's gonna be Grand Marnier, homemade Grand Marnier. So it's so simple. And then you buy a bottle of this one for maybe 40 something.
Very good.
When you can buy 2 liters for less than 50 bucks. And you prefer keep buying this one, which is only 1 liter for
Pretty
almost.
bottle, though.
Okay, can be. Yes, so that's your homemade Grand Marnier, just Cointreau and cognac. Actually, you can make it better than this one because they use a VS for the Grand Marnier regular one. And then you can actually make your blend, your mix, with a VSOP, which is better quality of the Grand Marnier. See? All right, so let's do the third one. Very intense. Lots of caramel oaks in the second one, with a lot of the pear or apples as well. It's so oaky, so smooth. I like it. Of course, we're talking about of 18-year rare cognac. Okay. This one is gonna spice it up a little bit. So. You both can do this one.
I can actually have this one.
You're welcome.
Swirl action.
Actually, you're gonna feel a little more of the bite from the mix because this one is also 40%
More desserty, I feel.
alcohol,
It's good.
So it's pretty much like.
Smell that orange. Orange. It does feel like dessert. Very smoky, sweet orange.
Well, I know he added Grandma's Day, so it's to that, so they it would be
And from one specific area only, which is this one, fine champagne area. Okay. The Remy Martin XO. So if you didn't know about Remy Martin, it's actually the baby Louis the 13th. So Remy Martin is the distillery making Louis the 13th. I choose it the last because I really love the bite, spicy, sweet ending. nice oaky balance, so it's not so oaky like a Martell. So you get a little bit more of all flavors. You get the ginger spice, you get the pear, and then lots of honey. So that's why I like it the last one the most. It's one of my favorites actually. If I want to have a nice top shelf
Yeah, it's
XO,
really nice.
this is gonna be my favorite. All right.
It's beautiful.
And then for the last one, only water on the side. So I did not want to actually change the experience from the bottle to the palate, trying to dilute it or making that one just sweeter or lighter. You already have 3 chances. So this is like a good one to just to, yeah, this is like a good one to enjoy itself the way it is and have a real experience with a really big and nice glass. Okay. So what if they make cognac in Portugal or Spain?
It's
So
beautiful,
they
right?
use actually a different variety of the grapes.
I ate a
They
campfire.
distill the brandy. They're gonna have to use a second-hand cognac barrels to make brandy in Portugal. It's not because they can make the barrels as well. No, it's gonna be the same taste. For a brandy trying to taste like cognac, it really has to be rare in a second-hand cognac cask, where you're gonna actually find so many good brandies with actually less of the price from cognacs, but with similar taste of cognac because they don't use local barrels or any other type of barrels, only cognac barrels to make brandies in Portugal and Spain. If you want to try also some of those, you will be so happy because they are not the same price than the real cognacs coming from France. Okay? Very important, just to keep in mind. Okay? And then also, after they age the XO, and they want to reuse the barrel again, so the barrel being aged in the XO, they don't reuse it.
Pour some more of this? I just saw it ready.
Wow.
So the barrel aging this one,
What's your room number?
the barrel being aged in this one, they reuse it to age the XO. And after they age the XO, so they age the BS. So they keep reusing and reusing the barrel. After that one, they ship it to Portugal or okay, or
After like
maybe
150 years or what?
or maybe they it can be maybe no, I guess younger.
Crazy. Send it down the line. You only get one. You only get one
Size.
shot.
Same age, but some oak trees may be one. Some will come with the size they look for the top shelf, and those oak trees coming like a little smaller will be selected for maybe other type of cognacs. It's pretty much about the size of All right, so I think we have. It's interesting seeing like you see a cognac state only. It's one specific spirit, and so many things behind that we didn't know. I hope I have covered up a little bit about cognac. So I really want to thank you all for your time and your participation.
That was a very informative tasting,
I really enjoyed the cognac experience. We've done several tastings on this channel.
but like never like a liquor tasting.
Never a liquor tasting, and I really enjoyed it outside of the rocking of the ship. That really did not work for my stomach.
Yeah, well, we're still getting our sea legs, so the rocking's taking getting used to. Me, when I walk around, I'm fine. When I sit,
I don't.
oh no.
I didn't feel good during that tasting at all.
But the tasting seemed to be a very good environment for like learning a lot of things, but also being very social. So if you're
Yeah.
you don't like socializing in big crowds, you want like a small, like intimate environment.
It was cute. I liked it.
It's a great place to like hang out and just talk with people and have fun. And very, very chill, very chill. I would definitely do it again. The bourbon tasting we really want to do.
Yeah, we didn't get that this time, but that's okay. Cognac was cool.
Yes.
We learned a lot.
I would definitely give it a overall experience 4 out of 5 plus.
I would agree. I'd
do it
maybe
again.
give it like a 3.5. I don't know. The mixings were not vegan,
Yes.
so it wasn't that great for me.
Makes me want to experiment at home to see if I can find some vegan mixes.
Yeah, we could do agaves and honey or whatever.
And don't waste your cognac. Take it to go.
Yeah, I couldn't finish mine, so I'm glad Bear took it because I feel sick.
Let's go rest.
Be sure
But-
to subscribe.
You heard the girl.